Good morning again. So today for our health spotlight, we're going to play a little game. So if we can have the next slide so our audience can follow along. In this bag, I have a garden plant, and it came from our own garden. Can you guess what it is? So this plant is very high in manganese. Manganese is actually needed to metabolize our carbs and our protein. So the carbohydrates and proteins that we eat, this vegetable or this garden plant helps us to metabolize it and to digest it for our body. The manganese is also needed to activate enzymes that our body needs to use other vitamins, like vitamins A, B, C, D, E. We all need a manganese to be able to use those. This garden plant also has vitamin C, and we all know that vitamin C is needed for our immune system. It works as an antioxidant, and it helps our heart. This garden plant also has lutein and zeaxanthin, and those are actually carotenoids. So those antioxidants are the carotenoids that we see in our carrots that help us also to see too. This garden plant is high in nutrients and low in calories. 1 cup of this garden plant is only 36 calories. It's a very good source of magnesium, vitamin A, fiber, potassium, copper, folate, phosphorus, and vitamin K. Can you guys guess what it is? It is a summer squash. And zucchinis, crookneck squashes, and patty pan squashes, I've never actually heard of that one, are examples of a squash. And if you guys have never seen how a zucchini actually grows, this is what it looks like. So this was a plant in our garden that my husband told me was maybe, I'm sorry, take that back. This plant was the size of this plant like maybe about 3 or 4 days ago. So it's basically you have the stalk right here, and then this zucchini grows out of it, and the flower is out here. And so the flower you can actually eat on its own. It's actually a very good delicacy, I've been told. And so next slide. So a little bit more specific about what our summer squash does for us. These squashes are very good for our bones. The calcium, magnesium, and phosphorus help us to make the bones. And the manganese and copper also help us to make bones by metabolizing a bone. So in order to have good, healthy bones, you have to be able to form them, and you have to be able to break them down in the right way. Our body knows exactly how to do that. It's also good for our heart. So the vitamins C and A are both prevent oxidation of the LDL. The LDL is a bad cholesterol that when it gets oxidized, it sticks to the insides of your blood vessels and causes atherosclerosis. So vitamin C and A, which are in these plants, help us to prevent that. The nitric oxide, it's nitric oxide, helps us to relax our vessels. The magnesium, potassium both help us to balance our blood pressure. And then the fiber, folate, and vitamin B6 and these squashes also give us general benefits of health. If you guys are looking to lose weight, these squash are very, very high nutrition for low calories. Like I said before, 1 cup of squash is 36 calories. But in those 36 calories, you have greater than 10% of your recommended daily allowance for 5 different nutrients. Your manganese, your vitamin C, your vitamin A, your magnesium, and fiber, all greater than 10% of your RDA. And other positive benefits, it's anti-inflammatory. Omega-3 fatty acids are found in here. It's not just your fish. And energy-producing B vitamins, they're all in here. Iron and niacin, they're all in here. Muscle-building protein and sleep-inducing tryptophan, it's all in here. So you might be wondering, how do I prepare the squash? Well, if you guys want some squash, we're going to have a lot of squash coming in our garden very soon. We're very willing to share it with y'all. And so the most healthy way of eating it is either by eating it raw, or you can cook it very slightly. And so raw, you can cut these squash up into sticks. You can eat it with dip, and that's very, very tasty. You can cut it up into small chunks and have a zucchini salad. That's very tasty as well with your favorite dressing. And then one thing that I would like to try actually is a zucchini boat. So you would cut this in half and you scoop out the insides and you fill it with whatever filling you would like to put in it, and you just eat it that way. That sounds really good, doesn't it? I think we'll have some for lunch. And then if you do cook it, then you want to cook it very, very briefly, just about 3 minutes or so, just a healthy saute. If you cook it too long, or if you boil it, steam it, or you fry it, sometimes you'll lose actually 50% of your nutrients are lost in that. So friends, you guys keep your eyes peeled, because in a couple weeks we're going to be sharing all of our squash with you. Like Mike says, we'll be having it coming out of your ears. And don't we just serve a wonderful God that gives us such good nutrients and health in our vegetables and fruits that he gives us. You guys have a wonderful Sabbath.